Ready? We getting into it? Cool. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Flytill podcast. I am your host, Floyd B. And today, it's just me. So, I'm coming to give you another episode, man. This is a solo joint. We're taking it back to the old days, how we used to do it back at the crib and stuff. You know, we was chilling on the couch before we even had a vision to Flytill podcast. So, I took this time out to be solo this week to give y'all updates of what's going on in the world. So, basically, we are moving forward. Kane Lee, his album, The Flyway, is out now. Videos coming, winter 2020. We got some stuff coming for y'all, man. We're taking care of y'all. Also, another thing we're doing, DJ Stone Rolling is in the mix. He is available for all bookings, all clubs, events, everywhere. Please tap in at DJ Stone Rolling. Those are two Flytill members. Those are two members that have been working extremely hard this year. I need you guys to really support them and take care of what they've been doing. So that's just a little update from the Flytill camp, man. Also, this episode was also to, pay respects to a solid man in my life. My father recently passed about 3 weeks ago, if you didn't know. He was a great man to me, great father, great husband. And I just want to, really pay my respects to him and just, let the world know how proud of, him I was. I was super proud of him. Like, he was a great guy. He taught me everything I know. He taught me about business. He really supported the podcast, supported everything I did, from technology to work to, he was just really that person I can call and ask a myriad of questions. He knew so much. So, just wanted to also pay respects to that, man. So, hey, if you got somebody that that you love, you ain't talked to in a minute, make sure you talk to them, please, man, because life is short. And, we got to enjoy every second that we get, man. So remember, man, rest in peace, Floyd Brown Jr. That's my dad. I am Floyd Miles Brown. Rest in peace to my father, Floyd Brown Jr. Moving right along. So, a couple topics I want to speak on. I want to speak on dating. Dating is one thing that has been interesting these days because I feel like a lot of women are asking for money but not bringing nothing to the table. And I might have said it in the podcast or two, but this time I'm really dig into it, man. As a, as a man, that's applied for himself, that does a lot of things. I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about in general. Like, when you meet a woman, it's a time period for when finances get involved. I'm going to break that down, y'all. Finances should get truly involved around the time of it getting to the serious level past the first, second date stage. And let me speak on that why. Because if it gets involved any way earlier, it gets kind of confusing. Now the man feels like you're roaching, or maybe the woman feel like the person's roaching. So there ain't nothing wrong with that. That's just, kind of what it is. And I feel like you really have to get to know a person before you get financials involved. I've seen finances ruin a myriad of marriages, a myriad of relationships, a myriad of family, a myriad of friendships. A lot of things have been ruined by the almighty dollar. So I think that's a sensitive subject. It's not too sensitive, but you make it sensitive when you come out the gate asking for it, man. I've had women ask me for money after a couple of weeks of talking to them. That ain't the best way for me. Now I look at you like, okay, I understand you might need some help, but what about, understanding who I am, what I got going? Like, and some women will think that since they're giving, something, they should get something. If that's the case, they have a profession called that. It's called the girl of the night, respectively. But, it is what it is. But fellas, understand that you should get to know the woman before you break off anything, and then you'll feel a whole lot better. Because a lot of you fellas be mad, like, damn, she just taking all my money. She just trying to play me. That's cool, brother, but you in control. You also got to find a yes or no. So that's just something I like to look into, man. Dating is very important. Dating is weird now, too. The whole COVID thing, man. Like, you really can't go see nobody no more. Like, you can. Y'all can hit the restaurants, but as far as experiencing things together, without having a mask on and stuff, that's a really different dynamic. So my advice is that is take advantage of video, chatting, FaceTime, really get to know some person. This is a perfect time where you can get to know the young lady because, or the young man from a woman's perspective. But you know what I'm saying? It's a perfect time you get to know them, communicate with them, see what they really have going, see who they are. Because you want to know who a person is before you get too involved. And before you get the physical thing involved, you want to make sure that mental connection is correct. I would like to tell all the people now, I ain't gonna. I have not always subscribed to that notion. I'm an honest man, but as I get older, that's what I learned, man. That mental is very important. Then you can see somebody mental. You can see that spiritual. Then you can see a whole lot of different things from people. But you want to get a good grasp of the individual before saying anything transpires to the future. Because if you don't know a person, you can look up. You done married the person 3 years into the marriage. I don't even like this person like that. That's a terrible way to be. As Johnny Taylor would say, it's cheaper to keep it. Y'all go listen to that song. Y'all learn about what that means. It's cheaper to keep it, dog. The divorce cost. It really do. You got the marriage cost. Wait for the divorce, player. Yeah. I ain't even get into the prenup conversation. Somebody might cuss me out. But anyway, dating is very, very, very different these days, man. And I've always known to give good advice on my dating. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have had great relationships off of my advice. I'm still looking for mine. So Lord help me out. So, it's all good. We taking it step by step, brick by brick, and I'm just gonna learn about being a better man in my life. So that's my dating segment today. I might got some more for you guys. Next topic, we're talking about ownership. Ooh, ownership, keyword. I think people get the wrong idea of ownership, and I want to kind of, fix what ownership is. People want to be owners just to own something. As an owner, you must have to have a vision of what you're owning. Like I can speak on ownership because coming up in a few months, I'll be a full year homeowner. Have be a homeowner for a full year coming up soon. So, and I've been talking to a lot of my friends about ownership, and some be like, "Dang, well, what's the purpose of?" I say the purpose of ownership is to have rights and to have say so on how certain things get made that you own. What happens with those things? If it's a house, business, things like that, ownership is key. But what people get misconstrued on ownership is, like, dang, I'm running this. I'm in control. Nah, you gotta listen, bro. Listen more than you talk when you own it. You gotta listen, bro, because if you're not listening, then you just talking, and then don't nothing come in, and then all thing that come out is dumb stuff. So please listen. You know what I'm saying? If you're a homeowner, take care of your home, man. Invest in your furniture, invest in your paint, invest in things because you want to get the ROI of what you purchase for that house. You know what I'm saying? If you own a home, you want to continue to have that in the family because now you're getting yourself built up some equity. That's key. Also, I've been very, very bullish in talking about stocks lately all over my Instagram pages, Facebook pages, everywhere I be at. I'm talking about stocks because I feel like that's the best way for the African American to move forward. Purchase some stock, man. A lot of y'all got iPhones, ain't got no stock in Apple. A lot of y'all, you know what I'm saying, play Among Us, the game, don't got no stock in Unity software. Like, invest in things that you know. A lot of y'all purchase Old Spice, ain't got no stocks in Procter and Gamble. And stocks are at a certain price, and it's a learning process. You're gonna lose some, you're gonna win some. But I feel like we need to have that conversation of the millennials getting into the stock market, getting into home ownership at the right time, though. People, what I said, at the right time. Just because your homeboy Ricky is in home ownership and stocks don't mean you got to be there as soon as he get in there. Nah, run your race, live your life. But understand, these are good foundational things where you can place upon your family for when after you dating and you find that wife that y'all can have something to build upon, man. Because that's one thing that my father always told me, man. Ownership is key, and you want to be able to have something to protect your family with. So always, man, you guys work hard. I know some of you guys work at, moving companies, trucks, different things of that sort. So, what I'm saying, please, please, please make your money work for you. Don't always continue to work for your money, man. Flytill Podcast, we bring a lot of guests on here. Last week I had my guy, comedian T Greasy. We had a great episode, man, laughing, chopping it up. You know what I'm saying, talking about comedy. Before him, I had P. Harris. And I want to give y'all like the reason why I chose comics to do my last interview, man, because I feel like comics are some of the hardest working people. And speaking of hard work, man, that's some key stuff, man, because they have to go on stage, create new material, and sometimes people don't laugh at what they do. So that's the same thing if you sell T-shirts and you're in front of the store all day, nobody buy none of your shirts. I mean, it gets tough after a while, man. So sometimes you lose faith, but you just gotta love what you do. Like they love comics, they love making people laugh. I love podcasts, I love talking to y'all, I love technology. Those are things that I would do if money wasn't a necessity. But since it is, I do those things to the best of my ability to accumulate more revenue. So understand that, man. Love what you do, man. So man, anybody that wants to come on the Flytill podcast, I want to have a conversation with anybody that's moving forward. So everybody asks, so what's your podcast about? What do you do? My podcast is about uplifting people. I don't care if you're black, red, yellow, green, white. I don't care. I'm ready to uplift you. Show you that you are going to be fly till you die. Fly to your podcast. We're going to help you move forward and get to that ascension. I like getting people on the ground level. I like getting people that got out the mud. That some will struggle a little bit. That some will got a story to tell. If you got a story, you come holler at your boy, man. I'm going to take good care of you, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to have a conversation because I love having conversation because conversation is what rules the nation. Understand that, respect that, and put it in your brain and store it away. So, yeah, man, we're doing good things over here at the Flytill podcast. Kane Lee, my artist, is doing great things with the Flyway. DJ Stone Rolling, back on the scene, looking to get booked, man, looking to get your money took, man. It's going to take it to the next place, man. It's going to make y'all look real good. Sound's going to be amazing. We do setup 2 hours early. We on it, man. Flytill is in the building, man. So dating, ownership, and then, you know what I'm saying? Also, I want to talk about my podcast. Why choose podcasting? I think I chose podcasting because I love what podcasts do. I listen to a myriad of at least 7 to 8 podcasts a week, audiobooks included, because I call it podcast because it's audio information being delivered through a device. So I chose podcasting because it's a way for me to reach people at their most, kind of vulnerable moments because when they drive or when they're in the shower, working out, they get to hear my voice and I get to make an impression on them. So I really take in the heart what the words I say and the things I talk about. I like to talk about things that matter, things that help me move forward, things that I'm working on in my daily life that's helped me improve as a man. So, these things are very, very, very key. So, podcasting is a way I get to express myself, man. I do this every week, man. Every week for y'all, for me, just for the community, man, and to have it on record that, this is like, you guys get to see my documentary live out right in front of you, right in front of y'all eyes, really. I just thought about that the other day. I'm like, man, you really documented your growth and your work, man. Flytill, man. The bird is what matters. And we do it for the people, man. But podcasting is so dope, man. I can shout out a myriad of podcasts, man. Shout out DJ Nightcap, he got a great podcast. I seen he had LaTroy on there. Shout out Big Dollar with the Game with Gilly, Wallow. Shout out Drink Champs. Shout out Joe Budden podcast. Shout out Business Wars on Wondery. Shout out all the podcasts on NPR, Guy Raz, Gary Vaynerchuk. Like I did and dabble with a lot of podcasts that don't have to be in the same genre. You can have podcasts about cartoons, podcasts about food, podcast about crime series, man. I'm just here to bring podcasts more in the forefront of the black urban millennial community and give y'all something to talk about, man. Because I got an ego, I got a personality. I just want to give it all to you guys, man. I want to thank y'all for listening to me this long, man. Because I went on my plays and I'm looking like, man, it's looking real nice, man. But I remember when I first started, I was like, man, is anybody even listening to me? I was like, man, forget it. They ain't got to listen. I'm making y'all listen to me. So that's how I've been moving forward with this podcasting thing, man. We really got some big things planned, man. I had a question in my DM, somebody asking about sponsorship. Right now, we're kind of hesitant. We're just trying to see what sponsorships make sense. Honestly, I'm not gonna sponsor just anything because I need to line up with the brand of what Flytill is selling. So I'm not trying to turn these sponsors away. Please DM me. We can have a conversation. If I don't sponsor you, I know a myriad of other radio hosts and podcasters that will take your sponsorship. That's all another question I wanted to ask. But yeah, man, we gonna take the sponsors that line up with our mission, man. We're not money based. I mean, I'm okay. Like, be all right. But this podcast, I love it. This is my baby. I don't want to taint it with anything. I want sponsorships to line up with the brand. Also, another plug. Unstoppable Web Services, my company that does technology consulting, web development, and all things married with a computer. We are having a deal right now with a free tech consult with just an email. Just send an email to unstoppablewebservices@gmail.com. Tell me what your issue is. You'll get a free 30-minute consultation with me. Time is money. Free 30-minute consultation with me. We'll move forward if all parties make sense. We just trying to really help the community out due to the COVID. I know e-commerce is booming. We have helped a lot of businesses move forward, grow, push through the COVID. Millie's Cosmetics, shout out to y'all. Shout out also to DFB Analytics. Shout out to all the different companies that work with Unstoppable Web Services, man. But we are really helping you guys move forward. And anybody that does have an e-commerce business, if you sell clothes, if you sell jars of candy, if you, well, I ain't gonna say you can't sell anything, but you know what I mean. But we're gonna help you get to where you need to get to over here in Unstoppable Web Services. I gotta plug my stuff in, y'all. It's my podcast. Apologies. Yeah, man. But back to the dating and ownership thing. I think I brought those two one because I think they kind of go hand in hand. I feel like you gotta be in your right mind to really take somebody seriously and really date them and have a conversation with them and build that relationship with them. And also, you gotta be in your right mind to be able to be an owner, man or woman. So, those things are some things that are tossed around as frivolous in our society, but we really got to take more stands as young millennials, especially my young black millennials also, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got to take seriously our dating and take seriously our ownership because, if you play around with dating and you're going to keep playing, like, sure, you're going to get the results you deserve. That's either multiple kids, that's either no kids and just trying to replenish the same vibe, or that might end up with a disease, man. So I tell people take things serious, take things very seriously, man. With your dating, you gotta be cool, man. Like to all my players out there, I'd have been where you was at, man. Trust me, I was the player from the Himalaya, had more girls in the WNBA draft, man. Believe me, trust me, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it, player. Try to focus you on one and see if you can get it done. And also to my owners out there, the ones that are looking at prospective ownership, man, do your research. Call me, DM me, let me know what you want to know about ownership. And just because, you know what I'm saying, that you don't think like you had the ability or you don't have the resources, there's ways, man. The first time home buyers program is real. Very, very real. It's something that's, available to first time home buyers, man. So please take advantage of that. If you want to own a business, we can speak about setting up an LLC. You know what I'm saying? Flytill LLC. Shout out to y'all. But anyway, set up your LLC to make sure your business is taken care of and everything is contained up in there, man. So you can really, don't have to answer to nobody. Because a lot of people don't know that our parents, their situation is going to be different from ours. Let me explain it to you like this. Our parents probably, well, some of y'all parents had pension plans when they retired from their certain work. The pension plans are no longer. You guys got 401ks. So if you think you're gonna live off your 401k money when you retire around the age of 65, 60, 67, you got another thing coming. You have to have other assets to help you pay for your life you want to live. If you're gonna live off of 401k, you're gonna be on stipend income depending on who you are and what you did and what you saved. I know a lot of people that have money that did not save, man. Let's talk about saving money, man. Ownership. Let me go talk about saving money, man. Saving money gonna save yourself, man. Y'all be spending money during the Rona. Ain't nothing, there's stuff going on, but not too much. Man, put your 200 away, man. Take 200 out your check if you can. Take 100. Take $50. I don't care. Put something aside for a later date, man. I tell everybody, put something aside for a later date, man. Pay yourself first. The book, what's the book? It's called Babylon something. It's a book. It's called Babylon. I'm gonna get the name right. I'll put it in the description. But this book tells people to pay themselves first. That's one of the first things of the book is pay yourself first. So you get that check, you hit your account, take 100 out there, 200, man, stash it to yourself, man. It's free game, man. Y'all can use it or lose it, man. Simple as that. But take the first little cup out your check, stash it for yourself. After a 5-6 month period, you start to see that your next day begins to grow expand and improve every now and then, man. And you like, okay, I'm really out here doing this. I'm really out here growing. I'm really out here building something. Yeah, and you can take that money and put it towards ownership, or you can put that money towards a rainy day. Cars stop, houses leak. You know what I'm saying? Women get up and leave. Like, there's some things that can happen to you where you're gonna risk like, man, I should listen to Floyd Big Head stuff. He did tell me to stash away some money. I try to tell you, man, Flytill podcast. We got game, information, and great vibes here, baby. Please enjoy. Trying to help y'all out, man. And you know what I'm saying? We saving your money gonna save yourself. I gotta keep going back to it, man. It's gonna save yourself, man. Oh man. Shout out also to my people in the Black Single Millennial Degree group that I'm in. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all some funny characters. We put on a lot of different events, you know what I'm saying? Some virtually, some non-virtually. I'm at the virtual ones, trust me. But you know, shout out to that group, man. Great people, great minds, a lot of fun, man. We've been building on here, man. Flytill podcast got love for everybody, man. I love y'all, and I truly do, man. Oh yeah, one more thing on date, man. I'm gonna give y'all players this one drop of advice, man, and I want you to take this and stash this away and use it. The first date gotta be the best date. Let me tell you. Once you get the number and you start, you know, talking to her, manipulating her mind, saying what you need to say to her, whatever, rapping and dapping to her, the first date is the best date, man. So you cats first date at Papa Do's, that's kind of plain. Take her somewhere else, dog. You look, you make her wonder, and the world is yours. She gonna be like, oh girl, let me tell you about this dude here. He took me to such and such. You ain't gotta be no fancy restaurant. Just take her somewhere that she gonna be like, dang, like you put some thought into this. Like, okay, I got. She might come chill with you afterwards. I'm trying to make you successful, man, and just chill, hang out, spend a couple time with you, man. But we appreciate all the love we getting from the Flytill podcast, man. Y'all make sure y'all also follow the Flytill IG, man. Man, please spam that IG. That's where I get most of the questions from. And people ask me, you know, who you bringing on, what guests and stuff. Man, y'all subscribe, man. Follow that page. Subscribe to my YouTube. Got content from Kane Lee, content from the Flytill podcast in there. A lot of work on the YouTube, man. Also, man, subscribe to me on your Apple podcast too, man. A lot of content, man. Also, one question I want to ask, man, who was y'all most favorite guest so far? I had about 8 or 9 guests so far, maybe more than that, man. Who is your favorite guest and who need a repeat on here, man? Because to my loyal fans, who needs a repeat? Like, because some of these people were really funny. Some was, you know, it was cool. And some was, you know, indifferent. But I need to see who y'all favorite one was. I'm going to bring them back. And we're going to have a whole nother conversation, man. But yeah, it's all gravy. But no, that was just a quick update. Thursday. Today is November 5th. And I want y'all to just continue to be the best y'all can be, man. And I want to give y'all one last word of advice, man. Like I said at the beginning, if you got true love for anybody and you really care about them, please talk to them. Make that phone call. I'll say this, the last conversation I had with my father, he told me to listen to a podcast by Killer Mike talking about Greenwood Bake. And I said, man, Daddy, I'm going to talk to you about it, man. It's a great podcast. Powerful. He said, yeah, come over Sunday. We'll talk about it over breakfast because we used to have Sunday morning breakfast every Sunday as a family. Me, my mama, my little brother, and my daddy. And Saturday, he went to go be on with God, man. And so I tell people, the relationships you have with people, you never know when it's coming to an end, man. Because, you know, like my grandma said, you got to punch the clock one day. You don't know the day or the hour, but you might got to punch that clock. So, man, I tell people, man, it's a lot of death, a lot of, you know what I'm saying, sad things going on in 2020. We can sit here and complain, we can sit here and whine, or we can sit here and be the reason why more love needs to be spread, man. And that's why I'm doing this episode. I had to do it by myself because, you know, this was for my old man, man. He's always say, keep pushing, keep going to work, man, because you got to keep setting the example. Because he said the same way I raised you, you're going to have to raise some young men or a young lady. So it's always about being pushing, be a strong man. And also I tell people also it's okay to be emotional about certain things. I still cry, still get sad when I think about my daddy, but I still think about him being right here in my heart. So yeah, man, this is a heartfelt episode. It wasn't no script wrote on this one, wasn't no guest. I just had to come talk to my people. I appreciate y'all for listening to me. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Remember, subscribe to our channels. Let me know if you want to be a guest. Let me know if you want to see former guest return. Just let me know, man. We putting out work. This is the Flytill podcast. We checking out. Good night, everybody.